Welcome back to Rivers of Fire and Blood. This is part two. We've done, of course, session zero and parts one and two. We've established a house for our group here. It's takes place in timeline-wise, 30 years prior to uh, Game of Thrones, um, or so. I think maybe 50. The group here um, is mostly focused on the inner workings of the politics around their region and in their town. And as last session unfolded, a large political instance occurred, the death of the Lord of House Goodman, um, a hero of the Fourth Blackfire Rebellion, and also someone who was regarded quite well by the people of this region. And whether or not the new Lord is going to rise to the occasion and be able to fill those shoes has yet to be determined. The main issue at foot, or afoot at current, is a rebel faction, or really mostly just brigands, who have taken to the area around Doubleton and have been causing problems for the society of this, you know, this area, this town, um, for some time now, a bit of time now. In fact, the wound that ultimately led to the demise of Lord Forty Goodman was a wound inflicted by a member of this brigand group, someone who is colloquially known as the um, Knife Lady. I believe that is accurate for my notes. I wrote that. That's what I wrote. Knife Lady. Uh, very nondescript. Um, very simple though, and memorable. Um, at last, we saw a couple members of the group have been trying to get information regarding the whereabouts of this brigand group, um, and it is their goal to uh, pull it from their town, root and all. The town goers were Keegan, um, Hector, and uh, Goose, if memory serves correctly. Well, the heir, new lord rather, and his anointed knight Rogar have remained back at the house, gathering their forces and preparing to move forward into physical activities once information is acquired. There are issues that wish to be engaged with in the town, so I'll focus there, and I'll just leave the table open to you. Um, and you give me kind of a drive and a goal as to what you're trying to ascertain, um, and I will try and set the scene.
All right, John, while I'm in town,
Mm-hmm.
can you bring the town up?
Yeah, town is up.
Thank you. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I've never been, I don't think, I'm guessing I've never been in town, or it's been a long time.
You probably have been in town. You've been here for, or you've been in this area for, I believe, over a decade, if I remember.
Yeah, yeah,
It's highly likely that you've been to town, but
yeah.
not like in a recognizably noticeable way.
Okay. I want to, like, visit the most, uh, uh, notable places, you know, just, because I can't sit in the tavern all day. I can't let people,
Sure, that would
so I'm gonna,
definitely be suspicious. Um, a bit. I would say then, we obviously have established the Church of the Seven.
mm,
That is kind of up in the north corner. We have also established the tavern, but you're not interested in remaining there throughout the day. The other places.
Not.
Oh, good.
I'm like, I want to when it gets like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll go back to the tavern, but
Okay.
until 4.
Is there any kind of proprietor or shop or anything that you have a mind of, or do you want me to just kind of like point out a couple and then you choose from that?
What about like a weapons store?
Sure. So that's not really something that is very common. Weapons are
Mm.
typically,
Also be a blacksmith.
yeah, a blacksmith will render one for you, but it's very
Mm.
hardly,
Oh
it's
yeah.
very rarely the case that there'll be a stockpile that someone is kind of like selling. Swords and such won't be as common in a small town like this. Then if they are, they're probably being pulled to either you or those who stand against you.
Well, I do want to like hang around the blacksmith shop a little bit to
Okay.
see like. Here's my thing. I want to see. Uh, I want to walk around town and see if there's any like what's going on with the town people. I want to see if there's any like unsavory characters. I want to see if the blacksmith and they're going to the blacksmith for weapons and what people are doing.
Okay. I'm going to cut from you for a second then, because I think that somebody else's choice might interject with what you just chose. So I'm going to
Okay.
go to Luris and Rogar. You have been planning to kind of build up a force to fight these brigands. You have in mind that someone is going to get information and you're going to then be directed. But obviously, you are basically planning to use a cudgel that has not fully formed. Is there anything in particular that you think you would want to do in preparation for what will probably be a small skirmish um, in your neck of the woods, and you will have a force to be kind of put to you? Obviously, in Dungeons and Dragons and like these kind of mentalities, your thought process is like, it's just me and my guys. We're gonna go fuck them up. Yeah, we'll go wherever.
Roll ones.
In this game, if I stab you, you're gonna die. Like it's not gonna be a situation where it's like, oh, yeah, you just missed me. Like if you're in a fight and you get wounded, it's probably the case that your character dies, and it's not a situation where you're like, able to like live extremely long after getting into a fight. Fights are a bit more grounded in that way. So to put it to you, is there anything that you would think to be doing? You obviously have the other knights, or the knight and the other soldiers of the. Uh, oh man, I already forgot the name of the castle again. Uh, Night Mist?
Night something, night something.
No, it's like night.
Nightwell. Nightwell
Nightwell
Keep.
Keep.
Right, I got it. I'll never forget it again. But yeah,
I believe-
folk.
you've got the fighting folk of Nightwell Keep as your kind of current potential force.
I know for myself, because it would be, in all honesty, probably the first real fight. I definitely would be in my room with my gear, just trying to make sure every strap is tied down as much as possible. The blade is as sharp as possible. Not knowing when the last time it was actually used and taken care of. Making sure everything is attached and can just fit on me well, because loose, as I've been taught many times, like a loose plate or something is how you lose. It's not just how you lose, but it's how you lose everything, is just like not taking care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would probably take up a bulk of time, because especially if he's never really done it before, every step's gonna have to be slow. He's gonna be constantly trying to track down Rogar to figure out how do you do this strap in the back so it's not hanging out to be grabbed and things of that nature.
Yeah, so I like that. I would say that the last time it was used would have been your dad wearing it when what happened to him happened to him.
Yeah,
Um,
great omens.
yeah, but I would say that it's probably the case that since your dad was bedridden for a few weeks, it's most likely the case that the blacksmith was put to task to making sure the armor was ready for him when he got out of bed, which is probably what your dad said. to Garmin Fisher. It's like, just make sure it's ship shape by the time I get out of here. Cough, cough, spit blood. But yeah, the everything's in order there in that regard. But yeah, Rogar would definitely be able to help you don the armor. That's a
Yeah.
decent scene. But is there anything in particular? Are you just kind of leaving it to you to role play through that?
I mean, realistically, the armor's probably a little bit big
Yeah.
for them, so I'd say we'd probably have to get it at least a little reshaped to fit him now,
Yeah,
because you don't want it to be messed up. So that's the same thing I was thinking for Rogar, is where he's so big in size. His armor is definitely not something he can just, oh, this armor looks like it'll work for me. He's definitely got to take it to the blacksmith and get it reshaped.
gotcha.
So my thought process is I
So
get my armor and his armor reshaped.
what you just said there is very interesting. You said that you would take him to the blacksmith. No,
No, I mean I'll take his armor. Sorry.
no, no. That's not how it works. You're lords. The blacksmith comes to you and works at your castle's forge. So yeah, it's not a situation where you're like, well, we send it off to get it done. Very rarely will that be the case. It will be more often the case that you're bringing them to use resources on site.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I would call for the blacksmith
Okay.
to reshape our armors.
So cutting back
Maybe
to,
send a guard out to bring him, because of how dangerous the city is.
of course. So rotate back to Kimmy. You do attempt to go to the blacksmith, Garmin's house, and the blacksmith appears to have been called in by the Lord. And there's a note outside stating that's the case, and he will return when he is able.
Okay. I'm still just wandering town, looking at people, places,
Okay.
that kind of thing.
Well, again, is there any officials or individuals that you're kind of wanting to engage with other than the blacksmith? There's a magistrate. I don't know if that's something you're interested in. There's like a very, very thin town guard, and it's like maybe a handful of people at most. Um, and most of them will kind of serve as watchouts for the lake. So if anything kind of comes to your shores from the largest lake in Westeros, then you'd be ready for it because of those lookouts.
A magistrate's kind of like the town mayor type thing.
No, it's more like a cop. It's like a lead cop.
Okay, where's that at?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
like a sheriff.
Literally right across the water from the tavern.
Okay, I think I want to sit outside and observe it.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
who's coming and going, and what? Because everyone, all the guards and everything would be coming out of there, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna have you roll two things here. Obviously, you're wanting to do this and not be caught, unawares with someone noticing you and being confused or set off by you. So first off, I'll have you make a stealth check. And then
Okay.
second, I'd have you make an awareness check. And it's notice as it's up.
So stealth check first, a 6.
Okay.
And then you said, and then notice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A 17.
So you don't leave enough of a kind of situation with you being kind of just watching and kind of staking this place out to actually draw any like direct attention. But you're of a mind that there's probably, and maybe it's something that kind of sits in the back of your mind at a later point, or something you definitely have kind of heavy on your head, is that it's more than likely the case that someone has noticed you doing this. They haven't come to address you or engage with you or anything. But you wouldn't be surprised if someone later on down the road says, hey, I know you from standing outside the magistrate's office all day and wandering around trying to look like you're not doing that. But the notice check would let you know that you see, and this is during the next day, the day after the bar scene, um,
Mm.
that a pair of individuals do enter into the magistrate's office, uh, and so far as you can tell, don't exit, but are later seen by you kind of wandering about the streets. Um, how they got out of the magistrate's office, you can't be sure. But as we've kind of hinted before, there are tunnels underneath the town and also the keep.
Okay. Oh, and I'd like to keep an eye out for that guy from last night with the fortune telling.
Yeah. So far, you haven't seen him, but the people
Okay.
who did kind of come into the magistrate's office and then disappeared, um, other than the creepy face and everything, they were kind of similarly, brigandy, thief-like.
Okay.
Okay. If no other questions for you, then I'll cut to we'll just kind of deal with Hector and Goose. Obviously, there was interest in returning to the tavern for a second day and getting information that way. But upon awakening, starting your day, is there anything that you want to engage with or kind of look into, as in hints from last session? Any kind of things that you want to strive to notate?
We know they came somewhere from the northwest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, northwest. Do you want to go scout it out?
We can. Could we do it by sea or by lake?
Yeah, yeah. If you want to ride the waves and kind of like hop in there, it wouldn't be a we, it'd be a me. I am doing this thing. Because the boat you probably have is maybe good for one, maybe two people tops, right? You're not
Yeah,
big man fisher, but you fish.
right. No, I wouldn't have fucking anything
Yeah,
crazy.
probably
It would
just
be
like a
like a
little
single order,
rowboat. Yeah.
like maybe something like this
You
or
post.
that,
Where'd you post it?
like something like this or
Uh.
that. Something small.
Oh, you're pinging on my map.
Yeah.
It's probably this one right here. This little guy.
What about this one?
I'm pretty sure it's this guy right here. Yeah. Pretty close to your house.
About what about this one? What
You know
about
what?
that?
You know what? Okay, do me a favor. Make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
I don't. Because obviously you're definitely swaying me with the way you're saying it. I mean, you're just such a charmer. But I want it to be mechanically sound.
Do I just hit this?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that it's the middle of the ground. It's this one right here.
Which one? Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Probably able to get like a single sail on it. Small little guy.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was looking for.
Sure. And yeah, if you want to go up and down the coast, you can certainly do so. Obviously, probably not gonna afford too much notice to yourself unless you make stupid decisions. But is that your goal?
Right.
And are you taking anybody with you?
Yep. I don't know who's around me.
I'd say that Keegan is probably busy. It seems on their kind of strolling and kind of investigation. Um, Goose is next on the docket to kind of go through this process. But if Travis wants to buddy cop, then he can.
I'm gonna go alone.
Okay.
That way I can like if I'm out there I can just like throw a net or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Be
not have a
conspicuous.
random priest that you never have had in your boat before.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So I would like for you to go ahead and give me a similar series of rolls to what I asked from Kagan. It'll be stealth and notice. or awareness. Okay. So, you head out and you get really caught up fishing. Like you're having a great time. Like the fish are biting today. And you kind of like somewhere about midday, as you're kind of like taking one of the fish that you've caught and kind of, doing a quick like, burn on it, uh, or, salting to kind of make it edible now. Um, you remember what you were out here for in the first place. And you don't know exactly where they are or where they might be from this adventure, but you get a vibe that, like, this is probably a good place to look. It's just you didn't notice anything. You just need another set of eyes to help you, since you were unable to kind of see anything from here. Your first thought is not Rogar. You're like, Rogar probably won't do too well seeing anything out here. But I think everybody else would probably be more perceptive than I am or have been.
Okay.
Okay. Um, and yeah, you're not detected or noticed by anybody so far as you can tell. Okay. Back to the castle. The blacksmith would arrive and begin work in the courtyard on your armor. A couple of the other knights, words are hard sometimes, will come to the courtyard and kind of put in their own kind of task orders from the blacksmith since he's here, as they are also preparing themselves to be ready to go out and do the bidding of the Lord of Goodman. Do you have anything that you wish to engage with the blacksmith, or do you wish to get to know your knights a bit more?
In all honesty, I probably would talk with the blacksmith a bit. Um,
Okay.
I would ask him about the sword and um, what he felt of it, if he felt it was a good size for someone like me, because that's something they would have done back then, is sizing and things of that nature. I don't really want to walk into the battle with an oversized sword, throw it at my feet, and lose immediately. It would look kind of bad.
He'd
Um,
take the weapon and kind of look it over, and he says, "Ah, yes, your father came to me with the same question. He got it. It's an older blade, but it's definitely held its condition very well. The edge, he kind of peels like his thumbnail across the edge, very sharp still, even still. Um, I'm surprised the bandits didn't try to take it, but of course the guards were able to pull your father away and everything. Well, I'd say it was small in his hands. It's a hand and a half sword, so it could be a problem for you if you're more skilled with just a standard arming sword. But this extra bit will help you kind of get a balance on the metal at the other end. That's a bit more difficult to sway. If you are concerned about it, I would say start performing drills with it. Looking at Rogar.
Understood. Thank you. And then I would turn and look over to Rogar and say, well, of course not today or not right now, but we probably should see if this is a viable choice or if it should be more of a showpiece.
Better now than when we get into the fight.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Um, and then, I mean, I would go over and see what the knights are doing. I wouldn't directly conversate with any of them.
Yeah, you'll get from like the soldiers, you'll get like a nod, like a slam on the chest and kind of like a nod as you kind of walk past, as they are aware that you are now their lord. But the other two anointed knights would be kind of solemnly nodding as well, just without as much noticeable
Pizzazz.
pizzazz. Yeah, a little bit more jaded, these guys. Yeah. Do you wish to conversate with them at all? Brent?
Not super.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Brent. Sorry, I was trying to
I'd
remember his name.
say you're good. I would say after just getting his giving his order to the blacksmith for his armor resizing and making sure his great sword is sharp, he'd probably given the Lord's concerns on his weapon, offer to go on and start the training drills to get him used to the sword. Because the faster he gets used to it, the better we can know, and faster we can be prepared.
Okay. Yeah, if that's the case, then you guys can do that basically off screen. That's totally fine. The sword is pretty much identical to a long sword. If you already have one equipped, then that's what you're wielding.
Okay.
As a long sword in this parlance refers to like a hand and a half sword or a bastard sword. Um, cool. Yeah, the other two knights and then the soldiers will begin drilling as well as they kind of take in and follow your lead in the process without being ordered to or anything, but just they came here to see what you're doing and be here ready for you when you need it or need them. Cool. Um, Boat captain, you oh, we keep passing over Travis. I'm terrible. What are you doing
It's okay.
during the day?
Not a whole lot. Just go around my priestly duties. Nothing out of the ordinary for me. Just
Okay.
going around talking to people within the town.
So it wouldn't be too hard for someone who knows you to kind of track you down and get in
Yeah.
contact with you. Okay, cool. So then, cut back to John then.
Um, that was quick.
Do you want to grab another set of eyes or do you want to leave it?
I guess I should probably grab another set of eyes.
Okay. Then you will easily find your good friend Goose. Um, and feel free to roleplay that interaction.
Um,
Can I help you, sir?
yeah, I need a good set of eyes. I'm trying to figure out on the coast if the lake over here where those fucks came from. If you'd want to sail out for a little bit, we could do a quick little fishing trip. Maybe see if we can see anything along the coast.
I can't promise they're good, but I'm glad to assist.
I mean, it's better than mine apparently. I didn't see shit.
I'm sorry for laughing. I'm sorry. It's
It's
just
okay. I didn't even know where to start.
it's John when he was riffing there for a second. He said Owani Wanga, and I was like, "This isn't Star Wars. This is fucking."
What?
You went Owani Wanga like that, and it sounded like something you'd hear in Star Wars.
Oh, I didn't think I did that. But
You were
okay.
yeah okay. Well, we'll play back the tape. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Jeez.
All
But
right.
otherwise, you guys get onto the boat and head on over that way. I'll allow for both of you to go ahead and make another perception check, and then Hector, go ahead and make another stealth check.
I'm not.
Not
Oh, wait.
persuasion. Not persuasion.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Wait. You mean awareness?
That's the one I want. Yeah.
Okay.
I got completely distracted because some audio came into my ear hole and I didn't know what was happening. Okay, so with the added eyes, you're able to kind of watch the shore area, and what you'll see is that probably, I'd say about a mile or so on land, away from the inlet bay of Doubleton, you would see that there is an old ruin of like a watchtower, and it does look like the place is lived in. There are horses outside, and it looks like people kind of milling about outside that look like they're kind of the ne'er-do-well type.
Type.
Uh-huh. And the thing that you both kind of notice is location-wise, there are kind of markers in the water to kind of designate where you are in relation to the land that is owned inland. And you would both note that you have bypassed out of what would be considered Goodman waters and into uh, Woad waters.
Well, I'm just a fisher.
Yeah. The assumption is that they kind of appear to be layering in like neighboring lands, but are trekking
Right.
into your lands to do brigandy shit, rob people on the streets during the nights, rob people on the roads
So we
during
could
the day.
probably, bring that to the higher ups and
Yeah,
have them
it's
reach out to the Woad folks.
seems like you have the location. So yeah, you head back in. Do you want to talk to Keegan before you leave because you know he's still in town, or are you going to leave him to his business?
What was Keegan doing again? I'm so sorry.
You're all doing the same thing. You're trying to find where they're located, and you've done that. So
Okay, so yes, we would do that.
it's up to you whether or not you want to like just let them be on their own agency, or if you think to bring it up to them, and then it'll be
It would
upon
probably be a good idea to bring it up to them.
okay, and then it would be incumbent upon Keegan, which is now the scene that you're in, as you approach Keegan and kind of talk to him on the streets. Um, how Keegan will respond. So yeah, just start that scene for us.
Oh, hey, there you are. There you are, Keegan. I'm gonna walk up. It looks that we probably found where they're coming from. It's a watchtower, and he says, however, far down the coast, a mile out from the coast, or down and then in, but it'd be in the Woadland.
Okay.
So we might need some help from them if we're able to see why they're allowing this to happen.
Do I know whether or not do we have good relationships with them, John?
So if you recall, it is mainly that Woad and Goodbrook, after the first Blackfire Rebellion, had to cede some of their land to House Goodman to form this new landed house. Basically, House, oh my God, what is the fat? Lawson. They partitioned two people's lands very fractionally, and then these two fractions fused together to form House Goodman's lands. So, relation-wise, there hasn't been much other than pleasantries that have been traded between Woad, Goodbrook, and Goodman. Um, so not really much on that. You would know that the house currently the Lord of House Woad is Jack Woad, also known as Blackjack, and he is said to be a very tactful individual, but also very much someone who wants to engage in actions martial. He wants to go to tournaments. It's almost like a hedge knight has been afforded a landed position and does not want to remain at the house. So Jack is oftentimes making his way to King's Landing, There's been rumors that Jack has entered into Doubleton for reasons unknown, but now that you know that there's a fighting pit amidst the tavern, it could be the case that Mr. Woad, or Lord Woad rather, engages in that kind of fancy. He very much sees himself as a scrapper, and I believe there is a picture of him in the handouts. Let's see if I put one in here and made it easy for myself. Probably not. To be honest with you, I know past me, and he's a lazy fuck.
Always passing everything on to future me's problems.
Fucking hate that guy, dude.
My favorite thing to
Dude.
do, though.
My favorite thing to do as
Right.
present me is to fuck up
Yeah.
future present me.
True.
It's just the best.
It's just the best. I've got it here. Show to players. This is what he looks like.
Oh my.
Not what I expected, but I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know what to expect from the girls in this community anymore, man. I throw stuff on the screen and they're like, that one's for me. That's the one I like. And I'm like, I did not see that coming. And that's fine. Totally fair. But yeah, he is kind of a bit of a partier as well.
Okay. All right. I don't know about the Fight Club yet, right?
I
don't
believe
remember.
everybody was told about the Fight Club from each other, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, House Woad. I mean, the Lord is pretty. I don't see this kind of behavior from the Lord. You know. I think maybe we should try to. Maybe we should have. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. What's our Luris? Reach out to him about it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna stay one more night. I kind of want to get down into that Fight Club. I've already paid for the night, but I kind of want to get down into that Fight Club and see who's down there.
Sure, if you need any help getting in there, I can.
Yeah?
Frequent.
All right, yeah. It'd be nice to have backup just in case. That card guy, I don't know if you heard him, but
Oh, I talked to him. He said
did you hear what he said to me?
no.
That I'm gonna be attacked from all sides.
Well, I would take any fights from all sides, I guess.
Maybe don't go to a fighting pit.
Shut up, I'm going. But yeah, it would be nice to have you there and see who we see down there.
Aye.
All right.
Okay. So do you ride back, Goose and Hector, and make your way back to the keep?
Yeah.
Okay. So snapping back to that, during your training with Score, obviously it's not like full on drills. You have life steal, and your opponents shouldn't be expected to engage with that when you're doing practices. So it's mostly just going to be kind of like, light drill, like self, expected martial practice. Um, Whether or not you like the weight or the kind of just feel of the blade is really just a narrative thing that you are completely 100% in control of. So whether he likes it or not, whether it feels right in his hands or doesn't, is your call. Okay, Chandler?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
No, no worries. No rush either. Honestly, he could be just still forming the, decision.
I want to do one roll for just to hit the practice dummy,
Sure.
and that'll set my confidence for the upcoming adventure.
Okay.
It's a 5. It's not great.
Yeah. Something about the weight of the blade is very off to you. You've been using practice swords and possibly a couple of times using martial drills with arming swords, which is just like a hand, you know, sword, like a one-handed sword, a hand sword. So yeah, you're used to using that in a shield, and that's the feel that you get. And you feel like if you were going to use score, it would probably be something you'd want to use more deftly, like with both hands.
Okay. Um, I'm still gonna use it, even though it's not great,
Okay.
and that may come through, but I feel like it's the right decision.
Okay.
And again, I don't really need to. In his head, he knows he doesn't really need to be the best fighter the first time. Just needs to be there when it's happening. Is
Sure.
more of the mentality going into it, especially with a swing like that. He's really hoping Rogar's as cool as he thinks he is for fighting.
Well, again, yeah, as cool as you think he is, right? Rogar doesn't
Yeah.
think highly of himself. You just hired him because he killed a shadow cat. But I would say then too, do you think Rogar would pick up on this during the drills, or it'd be just something that was like in your mind more?
I think Rogar would pick up on it, but given that Rogar uses a great sword with one hand, he wouldn't really put one and one together, you know?
Gotcha.
Like, he'd be like, I don't understand the difficulty with this, you know? It's
Yeah.
kind of like, I guess the best way to put it is like somebody who's been doing something for a long time, trying to train somebody new, and you're like, I don't understand how you're not getting this.
Okay. And then
Would be my
also
thought process on it.
on your end too, Chandler, like would it be something you think you would kind of address to your trainer, or just kind of keep to yourself?
I would wait until the other knights and the soldiers had left, and it was more of a just a one-on-one situation, so I didn't have to go in front of the big group. Go, hey, I'm sucking a lot. Do we have any tips that can help me before we go into this battle? I can be a little more candid with the guy I've been working with. He knows we're not the best at this, so
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they leave at your pleasure. So eventually there will be a point where you kind of like, say you're gonna wind down and they'll kind of go back to their own business. Um, let's see that
yeah.
scene.
And I'd make my way over to Rogar, and I'd have the score sheet, uh, and I didn't realize the weight difference would be so impactful.
Yeah, it's
Look over at like the monstrous sword that you just swing around.
yeah, maybe gonna be honest with you. Uh, I've always used bigger swords, so I'm not used to littler ones. So maybe it's just something you have to get used to with time. In hindsight, maybe I should have been training you with one, given that that's what you're going to be getting, is score. So that is a fault of mine I will take on. So at when we go into the fight, if you still aren't confident, I will do my best to shield you, with my own body if I have to, uh, as is my role. But
Now let's
uh,
not
I'm
go getting
I'm
heroic before
sure
it's needed.
I'm sure once you, I feel like the first couple swings of it, like in real combat, your adrenaline will kick in and you'll get used to it pretty quickly.
I like that vote of confidence. This is going to be the first time really seeing this stuff for me. So if you see me start freezing up or anything, make sure you keep me going. I don't know how this will be, and I don't want the others to think that we are just going to win. If my father could lose to these people, then anyone could.
The show writers are hack frauds, so at this point, Hector and Goose will show up.
Uh,
So, um, Hector and Goose will walk into the courtyard. Um, and Hector, you
Uh,
had a mission,
Yeah,
right?
upon seeing them, I would quiet down.
Dead, I would say. Oh, I obey my boy lord there. Got something that might interest you. It's a bit of
Oh, let's hear it
information.
then.
We most likely figured out where they're coming from, and they are out in the. I can't believe I already forgot the name of the house. What was the name of the house again? I'm so
It's
sorry.
one syllable.
Woad.
One syllable. Jesus.
You said one. I knew it was.
Improvisation.
They are out by the in Woad territory. So seems they are allowing them to come fuck with your state, not do anything about it.
Okay. Well, that adds a couple layers to this because now just gallivanting off is maybe not the best thing. I would, man, that's fun.
You didn't think it was going to be that easy, right? You didn't think it was just going to be me sending you into a bandit lair for you to kill them, right? Like, please tell me that's not what you thought this was going to be.
It's not, but
Okay. Because
why do I have to do politics?
I'll run that
okay.
I'll run that game for you if you want it. I'm just gonna do it as a pickup game for West March, okay? Like we can do that shit.
Okay, well, I would look over at Rogar and say, if you have a moment, can you go fetch the, is the title Maester?
Maester, yeah.
Yeah. So we can start drafting a letter, because that will need to, we'll have to come to an agreement before we can just run around on their land. We are not well equipped for a war.
Yeah, I'll run and go get the maester.
Okay. He doesn't put up much of a fight and will obviously follow you wherever you are sending him. He comes down into the courtyard. What can I help you with, young lord?
We have word that the bandits that we've been having so much trouble with are coming from Woad territory. I would like to draft a letter in reaching in for support for us to deal with this problem as a shared group. Otherwise, we really don't want to have to start a large conflict right after my father passed. It won't look great.
You wish to treat with the Lord of Woad, Jack Woad, and in my letter or missive to him, request that he join us in our efforts against these.
Or at least not hinder us.
The eye pluckers are their problem too. I understand it to be the case that both Woad and Goodbrook have had their issues with these ne'er-do-wells.
If that is the case, then joint would be preferred. More bodies, more people.
And you would note him kind of like seemingly kind of annoyed at the conversation. I think the vibe that you get from Maester Goodwin is that he feels like you could just do it. Like you could just do what you want and just go kill them, right? But he doesn't say it aloud.
Okay.
But
I'd still hold firm. I feel like having some level of diplomatic move here is the first move, and not to recklessly my first act as acting lord to just sprint on to I don't think Woad is directly friendly. Like, it's not friendly.
Right. It's amicable. I would say that it's
Yeah.
kind of in a neutral station. There's no bad blood between families, especially since yours is only like, you know, a few decades old. Like it's hardly even 100 years. Um,
Yeah. So I just wouldn't want to cause issues for no reason.
yeah.
If someone is part of the eye pluckers who is actually important in that kingdom or in mine, I don't want it to look like an act of aggression.
So the quick note, I have moved us to a map. The map in question, it does show a name for a town on a marker. This marker is actually supposed to be up a little bit further, if memory serves. Doubleton should be right on the cusp of the God's Eye River, and basically the land in between these two is a narrow sliver of the Woad lands all the way down to where the Goodbrook lands terminate, and then a small sliver of the Goodbrook lands all the way down to the Rolling Fork, right? So it's basically just like a small little wedge, which I'll put a doodle on the map for. Uh, I believe our colors are red, so those should easy kind of track out where we're at, what I'm saying here. So basically, like that. That is effectively, like in between that is the lands of Goodman. Not a bunch of territory, just a small partition. Obviously, they're mad, or they've shown kind of, an annoyance at that, but they've treated with you in good spirits thus far. There has been no issues.
Yeah, so why cause some?
Nope.
That's basically my mindset is why even risk it?
Yeah.
We're not exactly a giant fighting force.
No. Not the biggest.
Also, he would be remembering like stories from his dad,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, like the whole joke is that they really overblow their stories. So in his mind, he's like, I have so few people. Like if we get into an actual fight, he talks about so many men, and I'm not him. I can't kill all these people.
Right.
So it would be very much a diplomatic move out of I don't want to start a fight that I don't think we can handle.
Smart. Again, I like the process. Okay, so then the Maester will draft the letter for you as requested, and that will be sent out. Obviously, it'll be about, a few days before a reply is had. Um, these are not instantaneous affairs, birds flying across the country. Um, During that time, we'll deal with the Kimmy situation. But I want to check before we get to the Kimmy situation in the evening. Does anybody have anything that they'd like to have be point of order or do it before we move into that segment?
Nothing from me.
Nothing? Okay. Then, Keegan, you managed to kind of stay pretty incognito throughout the day, and eventually it does come to the time as requested that you would return to the tavern, the Repulsive Discovery, and you would enter into the space. The guy that's creepy and had cards is not there anymore. Um, there does look like there's kind of a grouping of individuals early, but not the large grouping that you saw latter evening yesterday. Your assumption is that most of the drinkers that utilize this tap room are coming off the waters, and they pretty much head in when sun starts to go down.
Okay. So I guess I'll have a early dinner, fill my belly, because, I don't know, I
No,
might be fighting tonight.
another trencher.
And, you know what? I'm going to take the table that the card guy was sitting at, and that's where I want to sit.
Okay,
And
cool.
wait for Goose to come in, because he's going to be my introduction into downstairs. But I'm a people watch. Like, do I see the same kind of people that I saw yesterday? Is there, like, anybody stand out?
No, not really, not so much. The only person that's kind of before the Fisher folk come in, the only person who's kind of noteworthy is the barkeep himself.
All right. Maybe before I go sit over there, cute little town you got here.
Would be a shame. Sorry, the way you said it. It sounded like
I'm
you were.
sorry. Real quick,
Yeah.
you're not waiting for Goose. You're waiting for Hector.
I'm waiting for Hector. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you want Goose.
No, I'm waiting for Hector.
I don't know how much of a I don't know much of a fighter Hector.
He would nod in agreement to cute little town you got here, and not take it as a mafioso line to like exact, protection sums from him.
Oh no.
Yeah, you said
Uh,
cute little town you got here. It'd be a real shame if somebody. That's what the way you said it. It sounded like you were ready to kind of break some legs and like.
no. It's a cute little town. It's a
Well,
nice place to settle down.
yeah. Some houses out in the countryside. Good farming. God's Eye makes sure of that.
Good fishing too, I guess.
Yeah, if you're into it. Yeah.
That seems like most of the town is, huh?
Most, indeed, but not all. Got some
Did you
orchards,
grow?
got some vineyards, some things going on in and around. Um, some people were granted great wealth in the form of um, arable land when the Woes sections and the Goodbrook sections were divvied out.
Hmm. Have you always lived here?
Yes, since before, um, well, before your before the Lord became noteworthy. Uh, 40 Goodman was a bit of a directionless lord, unlike his father. But the second that Blackfire Rebellion sprung on, that new Blackfire Rebellion, he was right there, ready to fight, young and spirited, even at 30.
Do you really believe his stories? 40 good men? Come on. That
Well,
man?
these are the stories we have, and these are the stories we drink to. A little bit of town pride. Not so bad to like your lord.
No.
Damn.
You're right. You're right. And the town seems real prosperous.
I suppose we're that. Do have a bit of trouble wandering around at night, but we make do.
Trouble wandering around at night.
That's right.
I mean, I guess every town has that, but it seemed pretty safe when I was out earlier.
Lucky you. If you weren't traveling alone, it probably would have been easier, but during the day, it's fine. A little more than gutter snipes and cut purses. It's when the adults actually come around into the alleyways and the like that problems really start to form.
Okay. And I'm kind of surprised.
About,
Just that, every town has that kind of trouble, but this town just seems so good.
well, again, I say lucky you. I've been,
Mm,
I've had a blade to my back a couple of times on the way home from work.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault.
Mm.
Or is it? Bum bum bum.
Hey, that guy that was in the corner yesterday with those cards.
Hmm.
What's his deal? What's his?
He says he has some form of means of telling the future, divining things with his cards. I believe he said he got the art from Tyrosh.
Do I know who Tyrosh is?
Tyrosh is a place, not a person. Tyrosh is
Oh.
one of the free cities.
Oh, okay. Um. Oh, Taroshi. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
hold on.
Um.
We still good? Everything on my computer just like went dark. That was crazy. Okay. Hold on. So weird.
This is foreboding.
Okay, I think we're good. Yeah. Tyrashi, right?
Uh, has he ever pulled a card for you?
No. I don't like fortune tellers. Never have. So when he said he wanted to draw a card for me, I asked him, "What does that mean?" He explained the metric. I decided I would rather not.
Do does the things he sees come true?
Don't know. Most of the folks he does them to are people who are wandering through, like yourself.
Oh,
I think he did one for. I think he did one last night for a local named Hector. But I think it's the first time he's ever talked to anybody who's from here.
oh, okay. Hmm. Well, thanks. And then
Back to drinking.
it was nice staying here. I'll be leaving in the morning, so and then yeah, gonna go back to my to that table that that guy with the cards was at.
Okay. Yeah, it's still unoccupied. And then Hector, you would have been making your way this way after relaying the message to
Yep.
Luris. Okay, so you're heading back in. You can enter the scene whenever you want to, and you'd find Keegan alone at a table.
All right. First thing I'll do is I'll walk up to the bar, grab a drink, then and sit down and slam my hand on the table, then take a big sip, then say, "Oh, so you want to get into a couple fights, huh?"
I just like the yeah. I want to see what the local talent looks like.
Oh, all right. Well, uh, best get you one before you get down there and get your feeling a little bit better. And I don't know, he'll wave over to the
Barkeep.
bartender. And, yeah.
He will kind of like take the note and kind of walk over to a door and tap like a door that looked very inconspicuous, but obviously wasn't, really noteworthy. And he'll kind of do a double knock on it. The door will open. There'll be a guy seated inside of the small room on the other side. Um, and you would know, Hector, that the individual on the other side um, lost his legs in a situation out on the God's Eye um, regarding some sort of creature, but I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. God's Eye Fauna Song of Ice and Fire. Hungry Fish. What is the heck is it called?
Something called a hungry fish.
So people say that it happened, and it was an infection that had to be cut off, and that's the story that most people believe to be true. Other people are saying that there was a sea serpent that, and by other people I mean mainly this guy, said there was a sea serpent that came up and took his legs. He is
Okay.
known as Smokestack. And he is basically the collector of funds and bets, and also the kind of doorman for the space. Once the doors open and they kind of have a quick talk, you would see that he kind of looks out and kind of shakes his head, and then kind of like, tells the bartender, like, no, effectively, and will close the door. And the bartender will come over and says, yeah, you can go back, he says to you, Hector. If you're trying to get your friend in, then no.
What? That's fucking son of a bitch. And he'll go and say, well, the people I bring aren't going to be good enough.
No, it's not that. He took a look at him and said, no. I'm sorry, did you upset somebody today while you were in town, fella?
I don't think so.
Not you, talking to Keegan.
Oh,
No, I was just wandering around, just seeing what the town life was like.
Well, they apparently don't want you in. Sorry.
let me talk to Smokestack. Come on.
Okay. It's quiet, I guess. That's fine. And he'll walk over the
And
door,
then
do the
I'll
double.
point at a mug on the the bar.
What are you doing?
Can I have one of those?
Sure. I mean, I can't do everything at once, so what do you want
No,
first?
well, I'm asking. Well, pour that, and I'll go in.
Shakes his head.
Priorities.
He'll pour your beverage, and then he'll walk around and he'll go over to knock on the door for you. Because remember, you're not just allowed to go in.
Oh, right.
Locked. So they're not just going to be like, okay, this asshole. He'll do the double tap knock and very specific, and he'll open the door. On the other side, he sees you and he says, Hector, what are you thinking? What are you traveling around with that guy?
Nah, what? You got something bad?
Now, he's here to route this out. He's from King's Landing. And he's been
No.
wandering around all day, looking at the magistrate's office, trying to figure out the connections. Forget it. He's not coming in here. Fuck that. Can't see our operation.
Even if I give him the
The mother's tits, Hector. You're stupid. It's not happening. He's definitely with the crown.
I don't even know what to say to that, 'cause it's hard.
Last I'm gonna hear of it. Do you want in? Tell your friend to fuck off, and then you can come in. Otherwise, forget it. And he'll reach out, kind of like, sitting up on his nubs and pull the door closed.
Before he does that, he'll turn and he'll look at
Keegan?
so bad. It's Keegan, yeah, and do like a shrug. As the door closes.
Yeah. So wait, the closes with you in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. You're like, just like slowly slides in and stands in the door, turns and looks back.
Well, at least one of us got in.
And then he'll give the beer to Smokestack.
Sure. You would
The
see.
meat,
Go ahead.
or what, the meat or whatever. The
Yeah.
ale.
You would see that there are people in here that are people you probably know, right? Like people you probably like engage with. The one person
Right.
that kind of stands out for you in the group, you just saw about an hour or so ago, or a couple hours ago, when you went back to the keep. One of the soldiers for the Lord is in the fight like area, not getting ready to fight, but like seemingly here as like a either not an active participant, but a viewer, audience member.
Okay, audience member.
But yeah, you would recognize him as
He's a Lord soldier.
he's one of the soldiers that lives at the castle. Yeah.
Would I know his name, or just he's familiar?
Ooh, it's a great question. So nobody ever asked his name in the game, the parlance of the game. So there is that as kind of a starting point of probably not. since he is very forgettable and nobody cares about his name. Not just you.
Random soldier number 3.
Random bullshit name go, yeah, for sure, for sure. But what I'm gonna do is because obviously you do know these people, you have engaged with these people, but whether or not you would remember it is a very kind of difficult ask because your character is not a
Fair.
full-on member of that society. So go ahead and give
Nope.
me a cunning roll.
Sure. I'm sure that'll go great.
We'll see. It did. So yeah, you
Oh,
would
wow.
force my hand in having to tell you his name. His name is Eric Honensgrave. I know that was a weird one, but I'm gonna post it in the chat, so it's okay. Eric
On this
Honensgrave.
grave.
Honensgrave.
Okay, and he's just a.
He is basically a fighting man, a member of the armed militia that has been raised by the king, a member, or not the king, sorry, the Lord. So he is like one of the people who has been given the duty of protecting the Lord and also protecting the lands. He's not a knight, but
Right.
he's
He'd
not
be like a.
man at arms.
I forget what it is in the book. Yeah. Okay.
Man at arms. But yeah, it looks like he's here to enjoy some good times, and it does also look like he has a woman at his side.
Oh.
Only woman in the spot.
Not sure what to do with that information. Um. Do we have like a layout of this area? Or is it just
Basically, it's going to be like it's a fighting pit in the middle, and then around it are basically wooden benches that kind of go up in a small little tiering.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's just like a basement that's been turned into this fighting arena. There's no real places of like levity. If you want to go out, you have to go out the way you came in. There's not a lot of amenities down here. It's mostly just a sweaty, bloody smelling place.
Great. Is there a seat next to the lady?
Seat next to the lady, no. She's on the edge, and then he would have a space next to him.
I guess I will go.
Lady is a very hard stretch. You are very kind. Again, I don't mean to be a bit of a misogyny here, but she very much looks like a person who is probably not here for the joy of the sport that's being engaged in, but because her time and company is being paid for.
Right. That's. I mean, I just said lady because.
Fair, because you're a gentleman. What a sweetheart. Absolutely.
No, overarching.
But, yeah, lady's an umbrella term for sure.
I guess
it'd be more of a parasol, but whatever.
I guess I'll go down and sit next to him.
Okay. He appears to recognize you, kind of like looks at you with like a bit of a and his face seems to kind of go white a bit. You might have gotten away with it if you didn't just sit right at him, but here we are.
Eric, how are we doing?
You enjoy this too?
Oh yeah. Does he have any food? Does he like have
no. It's probably not the case that this is like a full-on kind of like.
I know.
Sports venue.
Figured, like if he had someone on his like he was holding like something, I'd just like grab like a chicken leg and.
No, it doesn't look like he's got anything that's snatchable. Unfortunately, no.
Right.
Yeah.
You could snatch his woman.
Mister, I got your girl.
Okay, well. Yeah, no, pretty good here. But to see someone from the some of it like yourself down here.
he kind of like, yeah, yeah. Well, I ought to be getting back actually. Now that I think about it,
Oh, really?
if
No, no, stay.
he kind of looks at you and says, I really ought to get back. The Lord is very busy with their planning. If it helps and you maybe don't want to tell the Lord that you saw me here engaging in this activity, I'm sure that I could. He kind of looks over at his assistant and then looks at you. I could maybe make your evening more worthwhile.
Nah, I don't think that's what I'm after.
Are you gonna tell Loris?
Well, it depends on what you might know.
What do you mean? What I know?
And you'll refer to the group out in the Woodlands. The
Hey, pluckers.
I know what you know. What you told the Lord today when I was there. I know that they're the eye pluckers, and we're very focused on getting them. And I believe that Loris has sent out a raven through the Maester,
okay.
and that the Woad and uh, he will have a conversation about it, and hopefully find a way of dealing with them. Um, I'm
You
not.
don't happen to know anything more than that.
No. I mean, I've been here a couple of times in the past, and I think I've seen some of their members, but never anybody of note. A month or two before um, the Lord Forty was stabbed by the Night Lady, I saw her here.
Did you know?
She fought,
Good to know.
killed a Dornishman out of King's Landing who was traveling to the north. Said he wanted to go piss off the wall.
Well, oh, good to know. Good to know. They've been seen here. Uh,
You're not going to tell him though, right?
I will. We'll see.
He not able to kind of get like a certainty on that. He kind of in his mind kind of fixes the idea that it's better to return back and kind of come up with an alibi, call you out for a liar, than to try and stay here and have fun with the woman of the night that he's paid for. So it's very much an idea in his mind that you can see he's trying to talk her into giving the money back, since she isn't going to have to perform the services, and they have a bit of a row while you're sitting there, but it immediately concludes as she leaves and he chases after her. Do you follow?
If I can do it in a way that's
Oh, how you word this is going to very much impress upon the next scene. I need you to tell me what you were about to say, and you need to stick to your gut, and you need to go with it. Because I think I know what
I
you're going to
guess I was
say.
gonna say nonchalant. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth roll. The success of which is very much going to impress upon his life. Okay, you sneak out after
Oh,
him, and you would see her kind of rush off, and then him kind of move to like chase her, and then two individuals who one of your number has seen will kind of move against him. Now I'm going to pause for a second because this is obviously happening very suddenly. By the time Keegan's going to be able to address you, will be about the same time that you're realizing this is happening. Keegan, do you see Hector come out and very nonchalantly move out the door like he is intending not to be seen, but you were looking out for him to come back out anyways? I guarantee it, right? Like Keegan like was left behind and saw him go in. It was just like he's gonna learn something down there. and you're just watching the door like a hawk. It's like when you go to a like a doctor's office and you're just waiting for that person to come out and say your last name. You're just like that kind of
Whatever the
situation.
door opens. Yeah, whatever the door opens.
And then they come out and say somebody else's name, and you're like, "Fuck you." So similarly, if people were coming in or coming out, and it wasn't our boy Hector, it was like just grating. But you see him come out, but he looks like he's trying to avoid notice. Do you follow him? And just role playing your character. Do you try to get his attention and kind of pull him away from what I've described?
Okay. I'm gonna follow, but I'm not gonna try to pull his attention away yet.
Okay.
I'm like,
Do you try to match his energy?
because do I notice Eric and notice that he's going after Eric?
You would have seen them come out, and they would have been like oh, darn it. And then, like, a few moments later, you would have seen him come out. So you would have thought that whatever's going on down there is just ended. He then kind of moves towards that way. Let's see. I think a check is required here. Let me see.
But I
what
know
want.
Eric too.
Yeah,
right?
you know Eric, but would you know Eric enough to see on his face that he's in, like, stalking mode? I think is what I'm trying to
No.
say. That's a good
Nah.
question. I think awareness will work for it, though. Go ahead and give me an awareness roll.
Okay. Because I think I notice Eric and then I see Hector and I'm like, oh shit, where are he going? What's going on? I'm following.
I like to think Hector's stealth is just like
Oh,
standing
nine.
up, walking, but
Okay.
very slow.
Well, I would say you wouldn't put one and one together. You probably don't know Eric. Like, Eric is just one of the men at arms. Like, you
Yeah.
hate practice and probably avoid it at all costs. So it's very rarely the case that you've ever been in drills. And, like, maybe if you get a closer look at Eric, like, and, hear his voice, it might click that he's somebody you know, and you're going to be like, where do I know you from? Kind of situation. But, like, yeah, I don't think you would know him on sight. So with that, I'm going to need you to tell me if you're matching his energy, though. He is trying to follow something or do something to kind of evade notice. Are you doing likewise?
Oh, Hector?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, what's going on? I'm going to follow too.
Trying to catch up and, like, but also trying to, like, not be involved. Okay, so no roll necessary for you. You will basically come upon the scene when I say that's the case, and it's really just going to depend on Hector's actions here as to how you're kind of falling into the scene. So Hector, you see the two guys that Keegan would have saw earlier, and Keegan, you're not seeing them yet, take and push themselves very suddenly into the guy from one side of the street, pushing him into an alleyway on the other side of the street. You have two you have two options.
Can we go back to the map? Is that possible?
Oh, sure, absolutely. One second here.
Okay. And we are.
So basically, this situation would have unfolded. Bear with me here.
Here?
I got you. Hold on. So Keegan will probably be about here. And
okay.
Hector, he'd be about here.
So they'd be going down the steps.
And no. The situation would be is like as he was kind of moving here and following her down this street, okay, they would have came out of kind of like an area over here or over here, and then pushed them into this space between.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
That's where they're ultimately ending up. So you have two options. You can go in there like, guns blazing, trying to be the hero and save Eric, or you can try and figure out what's going on here and try and like watch from the wings.
I think Hector will be the type to not be able to move himself. I can't move my token.
Oh, weird. I'll fix that. But my question still stands.
Yes, but he would basically just like right in the middle of the fucking alleyway and be like, "Hey."
Oh, so you're trying to rush him off? Okay. Perfect. So when you get in there, you'll see the two. One of them kind of looks up at you, and you don't recognize his face, but you see his face starkly from like a bit of light coming from the building this is nearby, and you would recognize him again if you saw him again.
Okay.
And the other person who is kind of backed in a way, the only like visual that you get on the person, dark cloak, kind of hood drawn down, pretty masculine looking features, but you can't discern them. And then you can see a very silver looking blade with like a wavy blade pattern to it, kind of like being drawn out of the cloak. And they pause when you kind of enter in, and the guy's face, you kind of like are locking into place. They've already put Eric onto his ass, breaking a barrel, it looks like, in this space. And just as you come in and are kind of like about to break everything up, they start running north and down the steps. The two that are not Eric.
Okay.
What do you do?
How does running work? Would I be able to?
Are you wanting to chase after them? That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so you are wanting to engage them in a fight? Is that fair? Is that fair to say?
Them. At least follow them, yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like you're gonna like. If you're gonna chase them, then we'll do that. Hold on a second here. Let me get something. Da 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 da.
I'm assuming that Keegan would see me fucking just whip down the.
Yeah, Keegan would come up behind you and see you kind of whip in there, hear your voice loudly, and then hear boots on stone as you're kind of rushing your way down. Hold on a second here. Where is my thingies? Okay, I got it. I think I got it. No, I don't. I don't got it. I don't have it. Oh man. Oh man. I'm having a bad time here, folks. Just bear with me, please. I beg of you.
Do I have enough time to get a bowl of food?
I don't know how long it takes you to get a bowl of food. But sure, why not?
Okay, I'll be right back.
Is the bowl pudding? Is it a bowl of pudding?
That's banned from Tuesday games.
I know, but I had to. I mean, come on, he threw.
You're gonna have to ask him when he comes back. Is it pudding?
He threw it right across the plate. I had to swing. I had to, Kimmy. I'm sorry. That's too funny. Okay. My guys. Okay. Is he back with the food? Okay. Still not back. I should have never let him go. What was I thinking?
Wondering.
What was I
Say
thinking?
a bowl of food.
I was like, how long does it take for you to get a bowl of food? He's like, I'm gonna go. He just did it. I said yes, like a dum-dum.
We've lost him.
Yeah. Bowl of pudding.
I think
even that
Travis should
bad.
play Hector. Oh.
What? What was that?
It wasn't even that bad. Come on.
Okay, fair enough. So what I'm going to explain to you is as you bolt after them, The man whose face you recognize, and I'll go or don't recognize, but will recognize in the future, is this guy on the left. Okay, the guy with the cloak, obviously, this guy. So as you're bolting after them, what you'll see is that they come down to these steps. They get there well before you do. The guy with the cloak is going to do a cool move where he kicks a foot off of the wall that he's on his left, and then jumps across to this partition, which is about 10 feet above this staircase. The staircase descends to the water, which appears to be an inflow from the lake that kind of goes in and underneath, and you would know kind of does like the sewer works deal. This guy's going to jump, grab a hold of the tree branch, and swing across and land over here, kind of bumping into the barrels and start making his way down this alleyway. So they are splitting up. Once you kind of get to that position, Keegan, you come around the corner and would see the backs of two shadowy figures bolting off, kind of one coming around a corner on the right side and one going directly north. And so I'm going to ask you both to take a second, and I do not want you to cooperate, conspire, or anything. I want you to just tell me, whoever starts talking for, oh, do I want to do that? I kind of like the idea of trying to make it so you don't know what the other's doing. I want both of you to DM me what your response would be if you're going after a specific individual or going a different route. I think that's the best way to do it so nobody keys off of the other person's thing. DM me your thoughts.
Okay, hold on. I want to clarify. So when I came around the corner, I saw those two guys and him chase them.
You saw two guys being chased by Hector, and then you saw one bolt up to the right and kind of parkour up onto the landing back into town. And then another guy grab a hold of a tree and swing across the little stream here and land and make his way north in a little alleyway. And Hector seems to be still going full tilt after that. I guess,
Okay.
actually, new way of it, instead of DMing me. John, tell me what you're doing first because you're in the lead. Keegan, you'll be able to respond because you're seeing it from behind.
I
So,
would head towards this person here.
okay.
I would try to ready the net that I have that's like right next to the back by my ball and chain.
Sure, go ahead and give me an agility roll.
That's Jack Woad. Let's see, agility. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you have no problems or qualms with like launching yourself across the water, landing and kind of moving, almost catching up with them. Keegan, you would see this. What would you like to do kind of in the first onset here?
I want to take off running around the corner
Mm-hmm.
after the other guy, just to see, like, where's he going, what's he going, and chase after him that way, if I think I can catch up.
Yeah, so you're going back out the way you came, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you get to the end of the corner and kind of come back to the street, you would see he has made his way kind of up towards the northern side. I'm going to zoom out for people watching. So he's kind of
Is he
going this direction.
running full sprint?
He looks like he's moving pretty quickly, with his cloak kind of billowing a little bit behind him. It doesn't look like he's, full on sprinting, but he's definitely in a hurry.
Ah, damn it! I should have been in on the running. I'm gonna.
That's actually a really funny story. That's a really funny story point. Okay. So since you're chasing after, I want you to give me an awareness roll. Notice would be the category, so if you have that focused, it's great.
I do.
But then for the other side,
Damn.
Hector, I need you to make an athletics roll. Because are you trying to like come up behind him and like stab him, or are you like trying to grab him and detain him?
No, I was going to throw my net
Oh,
at them.
you would think that like because of the alleyway's narrowness, you're probably not going to get the effect as you would if you just run up behind him and
Then,
like, grab him.
At least knock him over.
Yeah, you're trying to get him like stopped. You're trying to stop him from running. So athletics.
Yeah.
Cool. And what did Keegan get on the awareness? I can't see my cat. Okay.
I got an 8.
So like you start
That's
moving
17.
after him, again, kind of like noticeably, and he kind of looks to you like over his shoulder and will like full on start sprinting. You'll see him go this way, and when you come out and kind of chase him out into this courtyard, you start looking around for any sign of him, and he has completely vanished. Like
The fuck?
you should like by the time you landed on this spot, if he was moving at a normal at the speed that you saw him moving at, he would have not been able to have gone down these steps without you seeing him, and he would have not been able to kind of rotate around here, especially since you see that this is a dead end. There's nowhere to go, and you're kind of looking around, and you don't see anywhere where he could be.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Okay. Hector, you fly, like, as you're kind of coming to him and he's kind of moving, you see him kind of trip up on a grate, like a storm drain grate, and you kind of just like smash into him, grab a hold of his arms, and kind of press him down into it. So basically, as you're catching him, he's like face down in the storm drain, and you're just like right on top of him, kind of holding his face to the metal.
And I'll say Eric going nowhere.
He's
And
kind of he's kind of like protesting, but not with words. It's more of like a get off the like, but like not real words.
smack his head off the storm drain.
Yeah, go ahead and say that's a good. I don't need a roll. Is your intent knocking him unconscious for a bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think the Hector is has a possibility of overdoing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because narratively, I was going to say just he's knocked unconscious, but if you feel there's a possibility that he overdoes it, go ahead.
He might.
Go ahead and give me another athletics roll. Yeah, you smash his face into the grate, and you can actually hear bone crack underneath the weight of your arms and like the force of your blow. And when you lift him back up, like you've basically broken his face completely, and there's just blood running out of his eyes, his nostrils, and his teeth are still like you can actually hear them clicking now at the bottom of the drain, like as the teeth fell down into the spot.
Good.
You're pretty sure he's either very unconscious or dead. Somewhere in a state of he needs a maester.
Then I just drag him out to here.
Yeah.
By their leg. Kind of just like throw him on this wooden thing.
Sure.
It's like, oh, fuck.
I'm gonna say roll me a obviously like we're committing illegal activities, which would need to be explained if you were caught out because of them. But go ahead and give me just a D100 roll.
No.
Slash roll. What?
D100.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a.
So one of the I visually cued 5% chance. So you would see that coming up down the road there are two individuals. They appear to be magistrates or members of the guard here. Do you wish to pull him back into the alleyway, run off in a different direction with him, or try and explain yourself to the town guard? Or leave him and then just run away. All are options. John?
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Oh.
I will.
Yeah, give me one of those for Solon.
He's under the wall, like the.
You're a hedge
the
knight.
banner.
You're a hedge knight. Yeah. The fact that you are a member of Luris's honored folk is not common knowledge, and will not be something that the magistrate because it happened like very very recently. So the town guard are not going to be like. So whatever his don't think of that as a crutch. Whatever your character's reaction to that would be, just like on a normal day, what would that be?
Oh no, he's just gonna slam the body on the fucking table and say, if he sees them coming, he'll be like, "Oh, I got you, a scoundrel."
They'll walk over. Go ahead and give me. Uh, give me a status roll.
So that does.
Okay.
Oof.
They start to seem to brandish their weaponry, which are kind of heavy clubs, and kind of looking at you say, "I'm gonna have to ask you to come with us, sir." And they start like kind of looking at the body, who, if you
fellas.
threw him face up or face down.
Face down.
Okay, well, so they are very much seeing the blood kind of staining into the stack of wood, as most of his blood is kind of shooting out of his face.
I will literally throw Eric under the bus and say, "This one was chasing your man at arms, Eric."
Who? And real quick note, Eric is a
Oh,
member of the Man-at-Arms for
yes.
the Keep. The town guard
Keep,
is
not
the local law enforcement. That is not effectively a part of the lordship, but is. Magistrates are elected or kind of like representatives of the town or interests. So,
Well, they'll say that, see nothing up, and then, all right. Hey, put those things fucking down. I'll come with you.
they'll put them down and
Wanna bring
they'll
this too?
expect you to. They would ask you to do so, and they would take you to the magistrate's office where they would take the body and leave it outside, realizing it is now a body. And they will take you into a holding cell and put you into it.
Would they have been aware at all of hearing any of this?
Who?
Reagan.
Keegan, you mean?
Keegan, that's what I meant.
Great question. Keegan, go ahead and give me another awareness notice roll.
Alright. Not rolling too good today.
Because he's not talking quietly.
11.
Yeah, I assume that you'd come out and overhear the situation. You alternatively are someone, if you are able to present documentation, would be able to note who you are and what you are related to, and basically wash this away. Or you can let Hector take the heat, like he's trying to let Eric take the heat, and just keep passing that buck.
Look at Hector and shrug my shoulders.
Oh, you let yourself be seen by Hector for the scene? Damn, Kimmy, you're brave. You are bold. That's hilarious. I did not say that he saw you. I said that if you wanted to engage, that's up to you. So, it's session 2. I'm gonna be really nice, even though I know John's gonna hate me saying this. I'm gonna give you a second chance here. Do you want to be seen by Hector? Because it's funny if you do, but I'm not gonna force it.
I
Okay.
want to play it out, like he left me. There's nothing I could do. I
Well,
left my papers back at the
ball
keep, so.
is now in John's court, and unlike comedic funny scene, he does not have to keep his mouth shut. So you do see Keegan, and you do know Keegan is affiliated with the Lord and might be a way out of this. So how would you like to operate it, Hector? Do you want to bring Keegan into the situation, or do you want to just kind of ride it out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what do you say?
You'd say, "Oh, Keegan, you found your way out, huh? Hey, you just gonna let them take me to the magistrate's office?"
1 second.
I don't know.
So you would actually see that one of them kind of like looks up and goes, "Keegan, you're the ward of House Goodman. What are you doing here, and how do you know this man?"
Well, yeah. He brought me out tonight. I wanted to get out of the keep. I heard there was a little brawling place. I wanted to kind of get my hands dirty, but it didn't go too well. So.
Brawling place? They don't seem to know about it.
Why'd you do that?
Do you regret your decision bringing Keegan into this now? Do you regret your decision bringing Keegan into this, Hector?
We'll tit for tat. That's fun.
So, I never get out of the keep. He was trying to show me the nightlife, and I guess, honestly, listen, he was oh my god, what's that guy's name? Eric. Eric was being accosted by this fella. It was a total accident. Hector's
They
just
don't
one of
know who
the
he is. He's a man at arms up at the fucking keep.
Oh yeah, I mean there are a
Lord-
ton of them up there. I can't.
Lord Jerry, do you wish for this individual to be released into your care? If so, we will report this to the magistrate, and they will have words with the new lord of House Goodman regarding this incident.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we,
Oh, the boy lord. Yep.
Keegan says, yeah. And then the boy lord, and you see them both kind of look at you like annoyed that you're, saying that just like openly. But they will take, because they kind of took a hold of Hector for.
Our Lord Hector. Our
Yeah,
Lord.
whatever you say.
Not, you know what? Take his ass. Take his ass.
Okay, I'm
I'll come get you in the morning.
Hold on. Hilarious as that might be, pause for a second. I'm not giving you a second bite at the apple because the first choice was to take him with you. So they are going to pass him to you, and they are going
Okay.
to take the corpse. And it looks like they
When
go
he
on this
passes it,
same path that they were going to. Go ahead.
don't call him the boy lord. He is our lord now.
And
Show
Told
your
him that
respect.
he's young.
it seems like the
I
guards
don't
are
care.
kind of
Show respect.
like they kind of have like a place where they're going to be malicious potentially towards Hector due to what's happened here, and you kind of get that vibe, Keegan. But they'll take the corpse that he just made of a person, and will take it to the magistrate's office. Presumption is the magistrate's probably not awake at this hour, and this is not something that they would rouse him for. So it's more than likely the case that he'll be made aware of it tomorrow, and will probably engage with Loris Goodman tomorrow. Okay, so the face that you would have remembered had he gotten away is no longer in your mind because you now remember it as a absolute wreck of human terminance. Like, does anybody have anything else they want to do with the evening? Otherwise, we're going to skip to the next.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I have to pull him. I'm gonna Hector. That I chased the other guy over here, down here, and it was a dead end. He just vanished. Ain't no way. I would have seen him.
I'm not like cuffed or anything, right?
No. They passed you to him. They never cuffed you either. They were just pushing you along.
Yeah, I figured. Okay.
But
And
yeah, you come over here.
Yeah.
There's no awareness checks or anything that you're going to be making here. You have no idea how he did it.
He just vanished.
Is this sewer grate open?
No, it's similar to the one you just smashed a person's face against. It is very sturdy. Doesn't look like it could be moved very easily either. I mean, hell, even if you took a full human person and smashed them head first against it, it probably wouldn't budge the metal.
Hey, listen.
No, I'm simply repeating it and like making sure it's well known because that shit was rad as hell. But it's also really funny to make sure you never forget it, and it's also a good reference point for letting you know how strong the grates are. So you see, it's like there's a lot going on in the joke. It's really strong, like the grate.
Yeah, I would just say he probably jumped over the. I would say he jumped over the side.
I think that's unlikely. I would have heard a splash, right, John?
Yeah, probably.
I think that's unlikely.
And there's something else here that we're not seeing. Maybe it'll be better to look at in the morning.
I don't know if it's. I don't think I should be coming down here in the morning. You're gonna have to bring someone else.
I don't give a shit. He literally just points at his house.
Well, you better come
over
to
there. I
the
don't
keep in
care.
the morning. You need to explain yourself to the.
For what? I can
The
tell you right
magistrate,
now.
huh?
The scene cuts
Now,
with you two walking back to the keep. Because I could probably go on forever, but
yeah.
as funny as it may be, it'll be the next morning. The Godsworn wakes up in the morning, engages in morning prayers, the normal business for the others in the matters at hand. So I would ask if anybody has anything that they want to start the day in particular with. You would have confirmation that the Raven has been sent to House Woad, and that reply from Jack has been, or a reply from Jack is doubtless incoming. The letter, I'll ask, would you have wanted it to be invitational so that they could just come to your doorstep, or do you want them to reply in Raven?
They could show up.
Okay. Yeah, they're neighbors. Cool.
I'll be kind to the neighbors.
Anybody else? Or, yeah, feel free to free roam.
I would say I would change up the morning training a little bit, maybe like less of a run, more focus on getting used to the sword.
Okay.
That way, to prep him as much as possible. Like, there's no way he's going to be fully ready, but you know.
Better as ready as possible than not ready at all.
Yeah. Like, stamina's great, but if you can't use your weapon, there's no point in having all the stamina in the world.
Probably would have done Lord Derry quite a bit of good last night. But you don't know about that.
No.
If only I
I
had paid
forget.
attention in running class. So good. Anybody else have anything they want to morning up on?
I would have slept at the keep
Yep,
instead of walking back.
smart.
Nope, nothing in particular.
Okay. Then the day will pass with you doing your normal routines. Obviously, waiting for a reply back from House Woad is the next kind of beat that I have. So if nobody has anything of mine that they want to do, we'll cut to that. A few days pass, and you would get notice from the magistrate's office that the magistrate wishes to speak with Lord Goodman. And he will attend at Goodman's pleasure whenever he is ready to see him. These kind of notices are basically runners running from point A to point B. So, like, one of the watchmen that you have on your side is basically just going to take the letter and tell the magistrate when he is free to come. What time would you like to meet with the magistrate, young Lord Goodman?
Let's say right after lunch.
Okay.
Give him an hour after lunch.
This castle has always been yours. What in this castle is a place of position would you like to meet and treat with the magistrate? Most obvious would be the Great Hall.
I was gonna say the dining room.
Yeah.
I was like,
And so
I think that would just be fair, just in case he's thirsty or anything of that nature, to be a good host.
the furniture here is not static. It doesn't have to remain in this position at all times. It could be the case that you have the large table removed, and then the smaller tables set up in a fashion that's more kind of like you're accepting guests, some more desk-like. Think Game of Thrones when they have like their large dinner parties. They kind of set the guests of honor, and the people who are running the show kind of up on high tables that are watching over everybody fuck around in the open there. Who would you want to attend you at this meeting?
I think the easy answer is Rogar, but I think the correct answer for this situation, would Keegan have told me anything?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
have Keegan with me.
Okay, so Keegan and Rogar.
Yeah.
Anybody?
the
Anybody
Sulfur Club.
else? Again, the matters of the law. Is that something that you're super keen on?
Me personally, yeah, I was an MP for 7 years.
Fair enough. So you wouldn't, but I mean, in character, do you think your character would require like the aid or assistance or guidance of the Maester
It would,
or
yeah,
the
it would be
Godsworn?
smart. It would be smart. Bring the Godsworn. Let's make it holy.
Okay, sure. Um,
Let's get morals to the hedge
yeah,
knight.
you've been made aware that there was a death in the process, so I mean that's obviously not a bad shot. Okay, so if you are in it to win it, no, I think we're going the wrong way, folks. We're going to the Great Hall. Those of you who went that way, you should be here.
It was me. I'm not there.
Oh,
Or am
yeah.
I there?
I don't think they called upon. Well, you are in the story. Hector is so charged in the story, so that's up to the Lord whether you're hiding the culprit or keeping them there to defend themselves.
This would have been a prior conversation of, do you want to defend yourself?
I mean, do you care that people are trying to kill your men at arms?
Well, why, yes, of course. But I'm saying, do you want to be there? Of course, I'm defending you.
Oh, I could be there.
Yeah. So if you want to be there, I would tell them what time to show up. It's up to you if you want to be there or not. I understand either way.
I could
Yeah.
be there.
And I just want to kind of like
Uh,
entrench to
My
the.
lord,
Oh, go ahead.
I have to interject. I don't think this is a good idea. I think you know what happened. You know the story. I think you should leave Hector out of it.
If he wants to be there, it's his right to be as part of his own defense.
It's happening in the same room.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll point at them and I'll say, well, you weren't much help.
It was too late. You already bashed his brains into the
Hey.
ground.
Well, they fucking called you out before I even got you in the door.
Cannot control my token. By the way.
Why not?
At that, King is just gonna shut his mouth.
Try now.
As you wish, my lord.
And you said yes to Maester?
Yeah. Bring the whole group. Bring everyone but my mom, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, she's
We're
busy.
getting the gang together.
I'm sorry, Kimmy, I love you.
She's busy.
The
Anyway.
magistrate says one bad word and he's just not making it out.
So the magistrate would attend you. There are two guards in his entourage when he arrives. Hector, you recognize the two guards. The magistrate you would know is a man named Kenneth Patrick, who is a Riverlander. He's lived in and around these areas his entire life. And he's probably somewhere in his mid-30s. He is a man at arms and did fight for your father, but he was wounded grievously. His sword arm has been kind of lacerated in the forearm, so he can't use a sword as well. But you do hear he does pack a mean wallop with a club, which he obviously used.
If he fought for them, would I know them?
So this would be a situation where he would have fought in the kind of conflicts in the like as a man at arms for the house,
Okay.
not as a soldier in an army afield.
Gotcha.
Yeah, your
Okay.
time as a hedge knight with fighting alongside is more of a you fought like actual conflicts, not fought random ne'er do wells and highland or highwaymen, which is more what
Can't
this
wait
guy
to bring that up.
did. Sure. Yeah, obviously pack the ammunition. And the two guards with him, you recognize their names are not terribly important. But we'll call them Wedge and Biggs just for, reference point if we need it. Kenneth will walk in, bow. Condolences regarding your father. He was a good man.
Thank you for that. We should have a seat.
He will sit. His guards will as well, at your request. And he will say, I come here on business. It took some time to deal with the investigation. Your man, as I understand it, one Hector, is a
Assault
member
gear.
of your man-at-arms now. Is that correct? And no longer just a individual who stays on the north side of society, a vagrant?
Yes, he's in my service.
And how long has this been the case?
Not extensively long, but
More than a week?
yes.
Very good. So, we saw your man with the freshly wounded individual 2 nights ago. It would seem that your man smashed his face into something very hard and metal, and he expired. Probably at about the time he was smashed. My guardsmen here were on patrol and saw him doing this. From our understanding, the individual that he killed is nothing more than a commoner, an individual who deals with a farm in the northeast side near the waters. So my question to you is what purpose did he have in killing this individual? We did not get a story or tale from him because your ward very quickly defeated our investigation and stated that he would be taking Master Hector to you. So,
As we both know, there has been a large uprising of bandits and such from that Eye Plucker clan.
yes.
From the keep, we have been doing a bit more into finding and dealing with this problem. When that happens, the Hedge Knight and Keegan here were sent into town to try to gather information. As you both noted, they're not super well known, and were sent out just purely as to check what is happening and checking for people. They both told me that when they were leaving one of the establishments, they saw 2 people stalking and going after an individual of our keep, and they acted. One got away, and this one didn't.
The individual
I
of
do
your
not
keep that they were stalking, do you mind if I ask their name?
Eric, correct. I would look over at the Hedge Knight and say, "You like correct?"
He just shrugged.
Okay, I would look over at Keegan. Eric, correct?
Right.
Oh
Color.
wait. Sorry. I thought you meant the guy that I killed.
Eric.
No, yes, I would nod.
Eric
I would nod.
Honensgrave, the magistrate would say, he has a history with us and has been detained a couple of times on suspicion of whoring and also suspicion of other activities most illicit. This individual is a man-at-arms of yours as well, and we have been instructed by your father and also your mother to ensure this individual has been allowed to return back to this keep. Is it my understanding that he wasn't participating in such activities, perhaps with, well, Berwyn's wife?
Does that change that he was being stalked?
Berwyn was the man whose face was removed by your man-at-arms.
So, so if you saw one of your guards here being stalked down to be killed, you wouldn't step in.
Is
Are
your
you telling
man
me we should just?
is your man Eric Honensgrave dead? I did not find his corpse in my town.
No, he is not.
So I apologize, young lordling. It does seem to be the case that there is a bit of misconception here that has arose. Now, I do understand that as you are currently engaged in what sounds like a quest to avenge your father, you are sending others to do your work in the matters. which is prudent. You wouldn't be safe in town. I could do everything in my power to try to ensure your safety, but I could promise you no guarantees. What I understand to be the case that has happened here is, in their fervor to do your task for you, they befouled a marital dispute between one willing to pay one for sex and one whose wife seems to be engaging in that activity, receiving that coin. However, I do leave it to you to decide what happens next. Your man-at-arms will not receive any charges as he worked in your employ and at your direction. The Lord's word is law. And the maester nods at that in these lands. However, the wife is now aggrieved and a widower or a widow. She will have no means of fending for herself, and will probably continue illegal activity, or eventually I will catch her and I will put her to stocks. A horrible situation to be certain, but one she will most likely blame on you, due to your man-at-arms killing her husband. If you'd like, I can detain her and remove the situation from the equation, or if you would like to make her whole in some way, either by employing her or paying her off, I can act as your mediator for that task.
Oh, you're asking me if I'm gonna be a good person or not.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you've noticed this. It's very much a situation where I'm just weaving like a couple of options, and then when you make the
No,
choice,
I get you. I get you.
Hold on.
I get you.
I could interject, my lord. You could always give her a new husband. Hector here.
is below, or Hector here is above her station. The magistrate would say.
I would definitely
Not
say
so.
they should find the men at arms that they're talking about, so that they can marry her.
Ah, that would indeed be a means of quelling or quieting this matter.
Propose that to her with a guarantee of bed here at the keep with the man at arms.
Oh, I
Not
was
you,
joking. I'm not. Okay.
Eric.
Yes,
The
okay.
man at arms that she's
The man-at-arms,
actively
great.
cheating with, like.
Yes.
Ensure that your man is ready to receive this as a solution for
He.
the matter.
Uh,
He will do as you command.
I feel he will be easily persuaded and much more easily persuaded than I think this woman will be.
Fair enough. I will treat with her, and I will report back as soon as I can regarding her answer. Um, I I appreciate your wisdom in this decision, and I appreciate that you are understanding. I would ask that if you send your individuals into the town once again, that you please treat with me, and I can notify my guards to be on the lookout, and also to give you as much aid as possible while you're in the town with any matters that you have. Um, my good guard here has stated that your ward, Keegan Derry, had mentioned something on the night of the engagement here. Something regarding a brawling event. I would like as much detail as I can get regarding that.
And I would look over at Keegan, assuming you didn't tell me that. Unless you did.
No, I think I left that part out.
Okay, well, I would look over and say, I would also like every detail of a fighting club.
Oh,
Do you,
no,
do you
I
squeal?
misspoke.
Do you squeal?
No,
Oh.
no. I misspoke, my lord. I was just trying to
Okay, I like this. This is good, but I hope you understand that your attempt here in the
I
narrative
know.
is feeble. So I am going to make the
Could I?
request here a little bit higher. Yeah, if you want to jump
Well,
in, but there's really no covering up Keegan being the one who
well,
talked
I was
and is also
right.
like
I was going to say, what, the magistrate? You don't know anything about the folks fighting out behind and taking slight bets? You know, just a
fighting
couple
where,
going crazy.
fighting
Right
where.
on the back part by those like where we were before, where it was like the grate
Yeah, yeah.
behind the tavern.
Over by the stream.
Yeah.
You know where I murdered that man? There.
No, not by the stream. No, by the behind the tavern.
Did you tell him in the tavern?
Behind the tavern.
You don't tell him under the tavern.
No, I
Okay.
said behind it.
So they're gonna start
Up
watching.
on the.
They're gonna
Like,
start watching the tavern. Okay. So he'll kind
hey,
of nod.
hey, not my thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. So they'll say, well, we'll keep an eye on this. Thank you for the information that you've had. And did you happen to notice or recognize any of the parties present at this engagement? And it's almost like he's insinuating that he knows Eric was there, but he's not really like asking for that specifically. He's just asking you to kind of like make your bed and then lie in it.
Me? Oh no,
Both
the
of you.
fellow was a little drunk.
Okay. All right. Well, if you don't recognize any parties therein, we'll do our best to keep an eye on that specific location and see what we can learn. Thank you for this information. We appreciate it greatly. And you'll have word regarding Berwyn's widow um, as soon as she makes a decision regarding the matter. He will wait for you to tell him he's okay to leave.
Oh, you're fine to leave. Thank you for your understanding, and thank you for being able to work this out so amicably.
Yep. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do during this next day? This will be before the.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Immediately after this, I am very suspicious of the magistrate. Um, I well,
Really?
what I've known this person in town.
What, the magistrate?
No, the person that I pushed and mushed into a friggin'
No. You don't know
Okay.
everybody in town. It's like 400, 500 people.
Oh, okay. That's much
You know,
different than this.
you know a lot of people, which we've discussed. You do not know all of the people.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. But this was also a man who parkoured up a 10-foot wall.
No, this is a guy who jumped across the stream by swinging on a branch. The parkour guy
No,
didn't
this
get
one
caught.
Right, the parkour guy didn't get caught, but he was still with him.
Oh, yeah, sure. Granted.
So, what I'm saying is, I guess there might be people in town that might be working with the people from.
Yeah, we kind of have a spectrum of what it could be and what it couldn't be, right? Like, so obviously, like,
All right.
the very lowest totem pole is the magistrate is accurate. This is just a, quarrel between a man and his wife who effectively has been jilting him behind his back for coin for whatever reason. Or that could be true, and there could be a gradient as to what Berwyn's association with the Eye Pluckers is, and perhaps he is
That's what
also doing criminal shit. Perhaps they work together, Berwyn and
Or
Berwyn's
coin.
wife, and perhaps
Or coin.
she sets up the mark, and then he engages the mark in a different way.
Right. But sometimes we don't know our own strengths.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, is what I'm saying. And sometimes you don't know your own strengths. And I would say that when you take a person and put them between a Hector and a hard grade, it's going to be a situation that could be bad for the guy. I can't believe you rolled like a 19 with so many successes on that shit, dude. That shit went wild. Anyway, blew their face away. Anybody else have anything they want to do before we get to the next meeting? Okay. So,
I was just gonna say, I don't think it's not related.
for sure. There's definitely a lot there. but knowing
I
exactly
would
what
Yeah.
is hard.
Right.
I would also go and tell Eric his fortunate / unfortunate news.
Yeah,
He is to be wed.
he seems absolutely confused. Like that was definitely not the expectation. I don't think that was anybody's expectation, right? Like, a proposal for marriage after not being directly responsible, but being partially responsible for the death of the husband.
Yes,
That's
but no one
Well,
else
he's alive,
knows
isn't he?
that, but like a couple people.
He's alive. Yeah, Eric's alive for sure. No, I'm not saying he hates the situation. It's just not that being dead in that alleyway is more plausible in his mind than, and now you're going to get a new wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Of course, would explain the situation a bit to him
yeah,
and be like, "Hey, this is why this is happening. You can openly tell me no." And I would look at him and be like, "Remember the hedge knight? This is who you're saving here."
I don't think he's gonna say no.
Okay.
And I don't think that he's not going to say no because he's like fond of the idea. I think he's going to say no because he's going to say no to um he's going to say no to the situation because he thinks that he is being sullied in this. But as he's saying no, he will say, "But I would understand if you commanded it, and if you did, young Goodman, I would." But he would say no if he is actually genuinely given the option to opt out of this. Being married is a responsibility. This guy seems to be okay with the one responsibility he's chosen, which is man at arms.
I get it.
Do you pull the trigger though?
I would look at him and say, "I am sorry to have to command this of you, but included in that is a heavy increase in your salary to accommodate
it lightens it.
someone."
Instead of being like a full-on Eric dislikes that, like in the top box, it's kind of like Eric is fine with that. Like he's accepting, but he's also kind of like of a position where it's like shit.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. This teenage boy is being like, "You're getting married now."
Yeah.
But I'll soften it with a raise.
He's not much older than you. I think he's like 20, Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean he's
How old is
young,
the
dumb, full of
Yeah.
materials that he wants to expend on other people's wives.
Wait, how old is the woman?
25. And the guy whose face you shattered was about 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
I've role played my dad dying with John and marrying someone off. This has been a great
Forced
time.
marriages. Yeah, we love Game of Thrones. We love A Song of Ice and Fire. This shit's awesome. So, if nothing else, the next beat will be the Lord of Woad attending. Now, this is not like the magistrate rolling up with a couple of guards. This is a much different situation. Your man-at-arms and your scouts become aware of this presence, and they're on their way about a day before it happens. They notify you, and you basically understand that he is coming with his full entourage. Probably bringing like members of his own knight complement and his own man-at-arms to protect him on the road and basically to ensure that he arrives safely. So we're looking at like a grouping of about 16 individuals who will no doubt be staying in what was and probably is being kind of partitioned from kind of the guest quarters that were being utilized as pharmacy. So those are obviously being cleaned, and the maester is very much in charge of the staff in doing that. And we'll kind of make sure that when Lord Woad arrives, he'll be well taken care of. Obviously, it's about a day or two's travel, so you have about that long before they arrive to be ready. Are there any kind of things that you would like to do to be ready for that? And again, this can be as simple as trying to figure out like what they might like, what whatever
Food,
you want.
Yeah, making sure bedding is acceptable, making sure the food is something that they would want to eat and not some weird like fish dish that's just us kind of things like um and making sure everything is in order, tidy.
Hmm.
Um but other than that, nothing extreme. I want the place to look as if it is busy because it is at the moment. And I don't want cleanliness to deceive that we're actively working on something here.
Okay. So you would, on day, see them arriving, and it looks like a very small compliment, but a very noble compliment. It looks like the banner of House Woad has been risen up by what appears to be an anointed knight, in their staff, and this grouping kind of comes to your field, near your manor fort, and prepares their own kind of camp outside. Those who are not familiar with House Woad, you would see that the symbol or iconography appears to be a yellow field with 3 porcupines on it, 1 and then 2, so kind of like a triangle of porcupines. Or is it technically? Yeah, it's porcupines, right? And then, yeah, the house motto or the house words on the coat of arms are emblazoned, "Touch me not." Um, so out of character, quick note. Good choice not jumping into their lands to fight the bandits. Uh, probably wouldn't have gone over well. You would see Jack Woad in his very beautiful looking, highly kind of sculpted armor, hop down and approach um, the house with a couple of knights and a couple of men at arms. The rest of his individuals that came with him are setting up tents again outside of your castle. Do you meet them outside, or do you wait for them to arrive into your house?
I wait for him outside.
Okay. So if you meet them outside, Jack will come up to you and reach out to kind of grasp your hand. Um,
Hmm.
You'll take it into kind of like a very strong warrior's grip, like reaching up your forearm and grasping it. What is your strength?
Whatever the error's strength was.
Um,
Where do you see just straight up
I
strength?
think it's mostly focused on character. Or no, I guess it is combat. So it would be. I guess it's kind of like a relation to endurance and fighting. So yeah, you're pretty strong. So he kind of seems to take that as note and will kind of like smile broadly. You are the good young Lord Luris. I remember seeing you when you were very young. And looks to your mother and says, "You haven't seemed to have aged a day." And he'll grin kind of widely at her. She'll feign kind of like a bit of, pleasure at the mention, but doesn't seem to genuinely like the comment. Um, and Jack will say, "So we have business. From what your maester has sent to me, you have problems that seem to be coming from our lands. And we have problems that seem to be coming from the same place. Where is the location that you saw them?"
I would recount what I've been told to be like, this is the area.
See, that's the problem. It's very hard to tell where our lands start and where yours end. We haven't really tracked too much of the coastlands. Not necessary. You have your port, we have our port. It's fine. But it seems that we didn't track close enough, and the borderlands are a problem. I think you should be fine stepping into our territory if you've asked nicely and you seek our aid. We can help you. Do you wish to deal with this matter while we're here? If so, I would ask that we have a day's rest. Certainly, we shouldn't be riding off into bandit rousing and capturing and then displaying for their activities. They burn a lot of our homes, you see. A couple of the towns have suffered due to these eye pluckers. Quite horribly indeed. So I have no patience for them and would like to get to the matter as quickly as possible, but I also know my own limitations. He'll lean in and say, my ass is a bit sore from the ride.
Take your rest as you need.
We will not encumber you. You've brought our own food and our own matters. We do not wish to enter into your abode if we do not have to, or if you are not insisting.
You're welcome in my keep. You're allowing us to cross lines that have been unmarked and unchecked for too long. So, out of a show of kindness and support for this, my keep is yours as long as you are here staying as a guest.
We will only need it, or use it if we need to. And you would kind of get the connotation. Obviously, a holdfast is utilized for protection. They seem to be okay with kind of staying afield in their tents, and will kind of insist on doing so, unless you insist on the opposite.
I'm not insisting on that one.
Okay. And they do say,
he looks
but
a lot cooler than I do, so.
He says, but if your cooks do have food ready, we will certainly enter your house for that. Kind of slams his hand against the knight's shoulder next to him, who was smiling, but after getting hit in the shoulder, kind of like goes back to having like a straight stone face.
Yeah, if the cooks were already preparing food and already ready, then yeah, I would invite them in. Eat what you can while we have it.
Jack and Jack's men will enter into your house. It does look like some of the entourage are left afield to kind of maintain kind of a watch and vigil on the tents. You know, never know, especially with bandits about. Jack is a very enthusiastic individual and is very much ready to drink, be bawdy, kind of like sing songs, tell tales. But with the mood of the space here being a bit more somber, I guess I leave it to you. Would it be a situation where you're trying to kind of have a good time with everything that's been going on? Or is it more of a situation where you're kind of like humoring him in some elements, but kind of keeping the tone dry and down?
I would see no reason to be a party pooper for someone else.
Okay.
As long as they don't drink all the booze, I'm fine with.
I guess that leaves it up to everybody else who's in the room, or in the chat rather. Does anybody have anything that they want to kind of like focus on or be kind of like standoutish? It's a party. I'm giving you an opportunity to shine here as an NPC. No, as a PC to the thing writ large, or you can wallflower like an NPC is what I was going to say. The Maester does seem to be very focused on taking care to ensure the staff is doing what they need to do, double checking with House Wode's kind of entourage, and ensuring that they kind of, are welcome, and also treating with their Maester, who you kind of get a very just strange vibe from, but you have heard stories about their Maester. Their Maester doesn't technically have a name. Maesters usually choose their name after their chains are been forged, or during the process where they actually attain enough links on their chain to become a Maester. And this Maester is no different, but he chose no name. Instead, he's just referred to as the Crannog Wizard. Crannog men are people from the Neck, which is north of us. It's basically the divide in the world of or the continent of Westeros from everything else and the north. It is a very forest-ridden area. It is reputed for having lizard or tiger or lion lizards, I think what they were called, and horrible creatures. And the Crannog Wizard is very much just a sagely individual who keeps his chain connected to a staff instead of wearing it on his person.
So he's a weirdo. That's fine. He can be weird. I've never seen Game of Thrones, never seen anything, so I'm just taking this at face value. It's just, he's being weird, it's fine.
You should
I'd
watch.
ask my Maester about it.
You should watch A
I'll
Night
ask
of the
my
Seven Kingdoms, and that should be sufficient.
I'll ask my maester if he gets any weird vibes or anything of that nature.
He says, I've never treated with this individual before, but the nameless maester seems to be a knowledgeable individual. He seems to have an understanding for the ruins that we are presuming these bandits were sticking into. It's an old First Men ruin, a structure known as the Wailing Keep. Uh, well before the Andals arrived in Westeros, the First Men had contract and pact with the Children of the Forest. The trees and the spaces here are said to be alive and filled with the powers of the children. I believe that this keep was destroyed before the First Men and the Children of the Forest formed their pact. And it is a very old structure. I think the architecture, from what I'm guessing, I haven't seen it, but it's doubtless very old, little more than sod and stone stacked on top of each other as best as their muscles could allow. Not like the architecture of today, but they're using such a place as their fortification. I doubt there's much in the means of a fortification, so it shouldn't be too hard to assail them in their hovel and deal with them.
Burn them out if needed.
Give me, with that statement that he made, though, give me a knowledge roll.
14.
Very good. So you think about it for a second, and you were told in your kind of like being upraised, your education, that the tunnels beneath the castle here do kind of wind and wind all throughout Doubleton. But you were told that those tunnels were made by the First Men, and you don't remember why they were made by the First Men, but you remember that basically the architecture of this fort that they're talking about and the architecture of your underground are the same people, same age.
Okay. Well, we could get some structural clues that way, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm not gathering more from that other than
No, yeah, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it there. I'm not forcing you. But if you tell any of your other allies, I assume Rogar maybe probably becomes wise to this. Perhaps the Godsworn, or whoever else you want to kind of engage with this information, they may be able to come up with something in character thought wise.
I'd definitely tell Rogar.
Okay.
And if he has any statements on the matter.
Do we know how far the tunnels underneath this one go?
They've never been fully mapped.
Now,
So if
You
they're
know
as
that-
old as that castle, then there's probably a good chance that they might hit up that way as like an escape or a secret passageway.
There's one tunnel that goes through the town and to the other side of the town on the eastern side. Whether or not there's a tunnel that connects to that other structure, you're not sure.
But if they're also using the tunnels as we've assumed, then that means that has to have one that connects to it. So, or at least something close to it.
It's a
We
presumption.
might be able to use that to our advantage. We could. They wouldn't expect. I mean, nobody expects you to take the path you've been secretly taking. So,
I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that.
a good shock. But we also got to think about the tunnels are definitely going to limit how many people we can take, and it's probably going to be mainly a like maybe single or double file line. How big are the tunnels? Like Like, are they huge
Oh,
tunnels? Or
no. You can probably walk. You can probably walk side by side down the tunnels, but they're not much bigger than that.
Yeah. So it would limit our battle capabilities as we're not used to the tunnels as well. My greatsword's not going to be useful in a tunnel if I need to make a big swing.
I was audibly going to say, um, if we have the means for it, we should station one group in the tunnels that are more capable with spears or pole arms, and then a second group that went in through the top, so when they try to run, they run into a spear wall. Is that crazy?
I think it's a valid strategy if we know which tunnels they'll use to escape.
Are you saying this in earshot of Jack? Blackjack?
Hell, I'm saying it to his face if you want me to.
Yeah. He'll say, well, Woads are very skillful with spears. I typically use 2 short blades for lancing, but I mostly have been trained by Bravosi. But my men-at-arms and even my knights are capable with spear and lance, or pike. We should be able to serve in that regard. Or if you prefer, and you want your men on that side of it, we could go through the tops. We don't mind either way.
I prefer the spearmen where they'll be much, much deadlier instead of the tight quarters.
Of course. Then I will lead my men through the tunnels, unless you'd rather me and my knights stay with you above ground. Just my men-at-arms stay as the wall we slam them against.
No, you stay with your men.
All right. I hope this out of character. He's probably thinking in his mind, but just to kind of like relay it to you as like something you might think that he's probably thinking that putting him in the tunnels, it's kind of suspicious, but it's not like based on what you've described, it's not like ultimately suspicious. You know what I mean?
I get that, but I was like, man, I'm not taking you with me to die. I'm not saying that out loud, but like,
For
if
some.
something happens, I don't want to be the guy that had to also see the Lord of the Woad die
Well,
as well.
Yeah, Jack Wood seems to like you though. So this so far. So yeah, again, he may have like a there's like a ping of like, suspicion here because you're sending him and his people into the tunnels. But
If he would say that he would prefer a split
oh no
of
no
some kind,
no.
I was like, I
I
would happily do like 25% of each group's
I
goes
think
with the other.
all I'm trying to do here, I'm not trying to change your the reasoning or the rationale behind what you did. I'm just trying to make sure you understand that the characters are alive and obviously they're thinking about, the concepts of what's happening, what they're being asked. So again, it's not anything that you want to or have to go back on. It's mainly just an address to you, letting you know that it's a weird request. It's a bit of a weird request to say,
Yeah.
well, thank you for coming all this way. Now, can you go into these tunnels, which are potentially dangerous, and do this thing that's ultimately just kind of like waiting for people to come down the tunnels, maybe if they do. So, again, it's fine. It's totally cool. It's just I want to make sure you're clear on why he acted as he did. No.
With
What?
if
Go ahead.
if Hector were able to scan the men amongst
Yeah.
Jack's group, would he recognize any of them as the parkour man?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
You also didn't get a good sight on the parkour man, so Jack could be the parkour man.
Is that a? I thought I did. I thought you said that was someone I'd recognize if I.
The one whose
Yeah, the
face
guy
you
whose face you
smashed in a
smashed in.
fucking grate is the guy you
Okay.
recognized. The guy you didn't chase was the one that Keegan ran after and lost track of. And funny fact,
I
out of
thought-
character, he did jump over the wall. He landed on the buttressing and waited. So in the video, like when we see it, like as we're seeing it in Game of Thrones, dude just
That's funny.
and like Batman like hanging out there on that little spot. Too
All right.
funny.
Well, I would have thought. I thought you said that the parkour guy. So
No.
never mind.
No. I said the guy whose face
'Cause
you
I chased
recognized
the-
goes to the left, and the guy whose face was in a cloak was the token that had the cloak.
Oh.
And you said, I'm going for the guy who went to the left, and we said, okay.
Well, I thought that was the guy I didn't recognize, and that's why I chased him.
I explained to you the difference between the two.
Sure. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're here.
All right. Yeah, so the dinner goes relatively well. Everybody seems to be in good spirits on House Wode's side, and they seem to kind of understand the situation that you've described and are ready for like the full-on planning. But once they get enough like food in their belly and enough meat in there as well, most of them will kind of take off and go back out to their tents, which are just out in your yard. Jack will hang around longer and kind of make sure that every single bone he touched is clean of all the meat that's on it. And you kind of realize that this is kind of a respectable thing, making sure that anything that's granted to you, you take it to its fullest. But yeah, do you guys have any questions or anything for Mr. or Lord Wode before he attends his people and heads outside? Okay. Due to the way the conversation went, he will go back outside. And you folks will kind of gather yourself and go to bed at normal-ish hours. When do you wish to roll your plan out? The very next day? Or do you wish to take some time to gain some...
He said he wanted to do it quickly, but to have a day of rest, so I'm assuming he wants to have tomorrow off.
Yeah, so what you would notice is that he kind of, and his men, kind of stay in the field and are kind of preparing themselves, but they are not looking like they are preparing themselves. They're not putting their armor on, they're not getting that stuff ready, they're just kind of taking a day to themselves.
Yeah, we'd wait a day. They walked far.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything during the day of rest that is not...
That's not what.
That's not sitting around?
Oh, yeah, I assume we have scouts.
Yeah.
Could I send someone to scout that part of the tunnel?
You can send scouts into the tunnel if you'd want. How many? I'd say probably somewhere in the complement of around a couple dozen. How many would you like to send?
I would say you said we can go in by two, like side
Two by
side.
two, yeah, side by side.
Yeah. I would say to send in at least 5. 2 in the front, and then 1 is like a runner. If something happens, he can run back as fast as possible to, say, hey, it's trapped, or so.
Yeah,
like
let
that.
you know that there's something afoot. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other 4 would be kind of like they're there to see what's happening, and if trouble does happen, their job is to let the other guy run.
Got it. So they're going to go out. I'm going to go ahead and just say, give me a leadership roll. As you're the one kind of issuing these orders.
Where's leadership under?
Leadership should be one of those skills. Is it not?
No.
Am I crazy?
Oh, God.
Language is the only L.
Status. Sorry, status. My brain's dumb.
15.
Okay. Yeah, your orders are precise and, exactly measured. So you place it out just as you kind of did with that discussion, and they will go to it. They will enter in through the tunnels, being closed off by the guards that were stationed there and have been stationed there since you put them to the task, and they will go into it, and their success will be kind of warranted at the end of this day of rest. So if anybody else has anything that they want to do during it, please put forward your efforts and your issues.
Keegan would like to, I think he realizes he might need to take his training more seriously
Uh-huh.
and would get up early and run.
Okay. Alone, or do you want to have anybody attend you? I will say this, with the way that drilling has been going on, it is very unlikely that any of the man-at-arms, including Rogar, are going to have time for you. So,
Oh no, I don't. I want Hector.
well, Hector is a man-at-arms, as was discussed in
No,
his
he's a
pseudo trial with the magistrate. So whether or not he is going to make time for you is entirely up to him because he is a hedge knight. But it does seem like he is wanted elsewheres by the Rogar and the like.
no, but that's who I would go after. Like maybe not for the running, but later I'd be like, let's brawl.
So Hector, are you going to find time in your busy schedule of being ready to go raid a bandit lair, or are you going to not find time for Keegan?
Oh, I absolutely find time for that.
Okay. Then you go on a run, and he is not alone. So when you're kind of running through the fields and into the forest and over towards the coast, and then back on in like the normal route is, you seem to be fine, and there's no kind of issues on the pathways. And your training, I believe you said it's leading into more of like a brawling kind of situation. I would think that pre-day of, there's probably not going to be much in the way of drilling when it comes to like sparring in the lake, because you kind of want to save your efforts therein for the fight. Having a fake
Yeah.
fight the day before a fight and spraining your leg or something to that effect is probably not something you would be engaging in.
No, I just assume like, wooden swords or
Yeah,
whatever.
well, not even that. Like, it's probably just, talking about practice or moving your
No,
hands through the
John,
motions.
I gotta be honest. My character, he's gonna want to do it. He's gonna want to do it.
Okay, so then it's up to Hector whether or not he wants to have a squabble, like an actual fight, the day before you're going to have a real fight. Let me explain it to you in ways that you can understand it, because you're obviously, a person who works a specific job. If someone had asked you to practice putting together a like infrastructure for a office space, to practice it and like kind of go through the motions and do it, to only have to do it the next day, would you be like, yeah? Or would you say, fuck you, I'm gonna do it tomorrow for real? So just take that into account when you make this decision, John. There's like
Just trying to make it known. Like my character's a little immature,
the
and stupid.
I do
So-
kind of want to beat the piss out of him.
okay. Now, yeah, you've changed it up, and it's more exciting
not
for
like-
me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you want to play, punchies, you can. It's up to you.
Jeez.
Punchy lunchies.
Tag back. No tag.
Let's start out with punches.
Okay. So if you guys practice at punching, obviously, like, it's gonna be kind of an athletic situation. So you can roll athletics checks, and we'll just contest them. That's an easier way to do it.
Could I use strength as an athletic?
Yeah, for sure. If you want to body her through a freaking railing, yeah.
I love it.
So I want
Actually,
no.
Tuesday.
Actually,
I want to do a Tuesday.
if it's
edition.
not wrestling and it's punching, go ahead and do fighting.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, that's not better.
Sure.
Fighting bludgeoning.
No.
Hey.
Fisticuffs is different.
Keegan rolled real well.
Oh,
my
not
God.
well enough. Not
Okay.
well enough.
So I think that the differential is kind of a situation where you're not actually harming Keegan, and you're actually surprised by Keegan's like efforts here. It's totally different than you're expecting. You're expecting to just kind of like mollywop a noble who's got probably silk undergarments and just like a complete fluff, right? But you're like, oh damn, Keegan got hands, and like actually getting into the squabble a bit, and like your initial idea of like letting them punch past you and then like wailing them in the stomach or something to that effect, it doesn't follow through, and you kind of feel like this is serious business. But ultimately, in the end, you do kind of leave them winded, and are a little winded yourself. Um, so yeah, we'll discuss how that will work in the conflict ahead. Won't count as an injury. Nobody's going to have an injury on them or any wounds or anything. Just a bit tired. Um, okay.
Well, we still have another night, don't we?
No, tomorrow is the day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have another night to sleep.
No. Party that night ended. Then the next day is when we started doing the training and practicing, or rather, more or less for everyone else getting situated. That's when Rogar started kind of sending scouts into the tunnel. That's when Luris started kind of mounting the actual plan. That's where we're at. So it's during that day that you start kind of doing that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not doing anything else other than that the next day. So.
Cool. Yeah, you're fighting the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much. No big deal.
So whatever.
no big deal.
Okay, I thought you were saying we're in an hour. You're gonna.
No. Anywho, so anybody else have anything that they want to add to the matter at all? Okay. So
I need a 7-minute speech from the Godsworn.
Again, Travis, no matter what, do not feel compelled to do anything you don't want to do. The table is always open for you. If you want to interject, just trust. If you don't feel comfortable, just get over that. We are all here for you and for everyone else. If you have something that comes to your head, just spit it out. No judgment. But I do want that 7-minute speech about the Faith of the Seven, and I'm going to have to ask you to have it ready for next session. JK. Do what you want. I was going to say the actual, unless you have, do you have the speech? No? Okay. I mean, I was hoping, but it's...
I was so proud.
Chandler, what if he just did it? What if he just fucking did it? He was just like, the mother, she was... and we're just all
here for 7 more minutes.
We're just like, oh, you know what? Fuck it. We're going 3 more hours. We're going right into the fight for next session right now. Let's do it. That bumped me the fuck up. It didn't happen. It's fine. Don't worry about it, Travis. We aren't crestfallen because we set massive expectations upon you, which we wouldn't set upon any one of ourselves. It's totally fine. The scouts do return. The scouts specifically will note that they have found the location, and they have done so without being detected. It does appear that there are a series of holes that come up into the earth around there by the shore, and one goes directly out onto the water that's not too far from there. So it does seem that if they were to go into the tunnels, it may be the case that your spear idea will work, but they might retreat to other locations. So they would want to have the spear wall of doom that you proposed waiting at the effective trident of tunnels, the 3-way point where all of them connect to the one that kind of goes back to the mains. That make sense?
Yeah, and I would relay this to Johnny. Right, that was his name?
Jack?
Jack.
Yeah.
I'd relay this to the Lord, and also then ask him if he has any consideration. This is also his mission.
He would say that it is his goal and his desire to ensure that these raiders are removed from his lands and no longer haunt yours. And he will take it on an advisement, as you have been fighting them for longer. Well, your family has been fighting them for longer. You'll take it on advisement that this is the wisest course of action.
Okay.
It does seem when he kind of puts this to you, he seems to note that you're kind of marking his trepidation regarding the initial ask of it. And so what you would kind of notice is he's kind of locked in here. He's definitely on board, and he seems to like you well enough.
Yeah, then yeah.
You partied well. Okay. So with that, I'm going to state that the day of the conflict, will be next session, start of next session. So we will be getting into combat for the first time, the first real time. And that could mean that the game ends very early. I just want to make sure you understand. That could mean that that's just it. The game's over and we're done with the narrative. So I just want to ensure to you an understanding that as I describe things, put maps out, and start posting through the week, I want you to think heavily about the things that I'm putting out there and notate them very well and mark them, because they will be very important. It is a very tactical kind of structure in this game, but it's also very important that you understand that like you are mortal and capable of dying. Obviously, I say this, and I used to say this for Cyberpunk, and I didn't kill anybody in that game. So
I did.
it also could be the case. Yeah, you sure did. It could also well be the case that I am just talking out of my ass. But we'll see together, because I have yet to run a combat in this system. Even with the last game, we didn't make it. It ended because of Season 8. But here we go. We're actually getting there. I'm actually really pumped. Thanks for watching those that did. We're going to end it here, and we will see you next week.